So Hamzah Sheeraz becomes the king of New York by destroying Edgar Berlanga inside 5 rounds. Sensational performance from Hamzah. It was a quiet first 3 rounds. The first round, Berlanga did land a nice straight right. You could see both men were going for the knockout early doors, but both were cautious of the other's power. And then in round 4, it all of a sudden came to life. Hamzah landed a brutal combination on Berlanga. It was the left hook that done the damage. He sent Berlanga down, and you knew he was banging trouble. He did get back up to his feet, but then got dropped again with another brutal combination. I think David Field should have probably stopped the fight, but he gave Berlanga every chance. But the minute recovery in between round 4 and 5 wasn't enough, and you knew as soon as round 5 started, the next big punch was going to finish off Berlanga, and that's exactly what happened. And Edgar was out. He didn't know if he was Edgar or Edna. He was completely done. I felt sorry for him, really, because he's been given it the big one all week. And I know if you chat shit, you get banged. But at the same time, he did go out on his shield there. He showed a lot of heart. And he can come back. I think the problem is for him, he made his money against Canelo. He got paid around $10 million. And I think that's went to his head. And I think he's probably lost a lot of his hunger. And also there's an element of him being found out. He's very limited. He's a big puncher, but that's all he's got. And for Hamzah, he's absolutely smashed it there. He's back on top. Clearly, the link up with Andy Lee has worked to a T. He's only going to improve under him. Hamzah's 26 as well. So he's got all the time in the world to win a world title. I'm sure he will get his opportunity soon. He's now mandatory for Canelo's WBC belt. That's a natural fight. Canelo went the distance with Berlanga. Now Hamzah stopped Berlanga, so there's a bit of a narrative there. And yet again, what another unbelievable win for Frank Warren. I mean, he is absolutely cooking with gas at the minute, and everything he touches turns to gold. So write Hamzah off at your peril against Canelo. I'd still make him a big favourite to beat Hamzah, just with the experience, and there's levels between Berlanga and Canelo, that's for sure. But at the same time, if Hamzah hits anyone clean on the chin at 168, they could easily get knocked out. Good win for Shakur Stevenson, defeating William Zepeda, taking his O with a unanimous decision win with scores of 118, 110 twice and 119, 109. I thought the scorecards were a bit wide, but ultimately the right man won there. I had an 8-4 to Stevenson, but, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, as long as the right man gets the decision, who really cares? I thought Zepeda done well early. I gave him 2 out the first 3 rounds. He hurt Stevenson with a jab in round 3, but Shakur's got the best defense in boxing. He's so good at riding shots, and even when he was up against the ropes, not a lot was landing clean, and defensively he is just so sound. He's got amazing footwork, and when he lets his hands go and he actually sits down on his shots, he's got a bit of power there. But yeah, Shakur completely outboxed Zepeda for the majority of it. He's got a fantastic jab, and he was pretty much in cruise control for a lot, even though it was a tough fight. And I think if he really went for it, he probably could have got Zepeda out of there, but he's got that Floyd Mayweather mentality of protecting the O, just get the win. He's also got that Floyd shoulder roll going on, so he's very much safety first, Shakur, but when he is in his groove, he is good to watch. And he's also had lots of problems with his hands, which obviously makes it harder to get the knockout. So it is all about just getting the win. I'd love to see Shakur against Gervonta Davies next, but Gervonta's just been done for beating his misses up again, so that fight's probably not too realistic. I mean, what a horrible piece of shit he is. Even when I got beat up by a lesbian, I didn't hit her back. You should never hit a woman. So if it's not Gervonta Davies for Shakur next, I'd love to see the Floyd Schofield fight. I think that's a massive fight. They were, of course, scheduled to fight each other on the undercard of Better Be a Bibble too, so that's a natural fight that could easily get made. Shakur's now a free agent, so there's no real stumbling block for that fight happening next. Hopefully Gervonta Davies fights Tommy Aspinall next. I'm sure Dana and Turkey could get that on. Subriel Mateus defeated Alberto Puello via a majority decision with scores of 115, 113 twice and 114, 114. Very tight fight. I thought Puello just about done enough, but it was close. And it was one of those where it was what do you like, really, because Mateus was coming forward, being the aggressor as he always is, landing more power punches, but Puello was on the outside, boxing well. And as you can see with the old punch stats, Mateus did land 5 more power punches, but Puello did land 12 more punches in total, so it depends what you like. It was announced in the ring after that Dalton Smith will now take on Subriel Mateus on November the 22nd for his WBC super lightweight title. So that is a cracking fight in its own right. Total 50-50. I think Dalton might do it, but Mateus is an absolute gangster, hits like a mule, and now he's won a fight on points for the first time ever, so he's a dangerous man. But it's winnable for Dalton. It's also good news that Alberto Puello will fight the winner. I think he deserves that because he could have easily won that. So all round, really good fight and no controversy. Unlike in David Morrell against Imam Katiev, what a fight that was as well. David Morrell won a split decision but got dropped heavily in round 5 with a right hand. I thought Morrell just about done enough, but to be fair to Katiev, he did land 32 more power punches. In total, they landed the same amount of punches, 171 each. It could have went either way. The DAZN commentary and a lot of people online have been saying it was a robbery. For me, it wasn't. I had it 6-4 to Morrell, so 95-94 with a 10-8 round in round 5. Again, Katiev could have easily got that, but there were a lot of close rounds, and there was a lot of rounds where Morrell was boxing nicely on the back foot, but Katiev was coming forward, he was closing the distance, and he was landing some big shots, so I do understand him being disappointed not getting the nod there. It was also a bit mad that Katiev was even allowed to fight because it came out during fight week that he failed a drug test with the IBA, but he passed all of his VADA tests, so he was allowed to fight. Just absolutely ridiculous, complete mess, typical boxing. But yeah, cracking night of boxing anyway. I thought all 4 fights were fantastic. They all delivered. All of the losers can come again. There's some massive fights for the winners. I love the Louis Armstrong Stadium. I thought that was a fantastic venue for boxing. There wasn't a bad seat in the house. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed it anyway, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you've all enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you're new. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will see you all on the next one.